If you've ever used a pottery wheel, you know that even a tiny movement can make a big difference. And that's actually one of the things I paid most attention to with this kit. We've been using the Jassorn Kids Pottery Wheel for about 3 weeks. And as a parent, one of my favorite things is the complete all in one kit. In this kit, you get the electric pottery wheel, you get 3 blocks of quick dry air clay, 12 washable paints, 8 tools that are perfect for scoring your clay once you're done and adding details to your projects, and also 2 paintbrushes. One thing I did notice with the clay is that it needs water to become easier to work with, and I found that when the clay is warm rather than cold, it's easier for smaller hands to manipulate. So that's something to keep in mind when you're using it. The wheel itself has a 4.7-inch solid alloy spinning disc, which I really appreciate that it's alloy rather than plastic. The reason this matters is for stability. A pottery wheel that wobbles less is much easier for kids to work with because even small movement can have a big impact when you're trying to shape something while it's spinning. And even if it's your first time, the instructions were very beginner friendly. Another feature I really appreciate is a forward and reverse switch. I'm left handed, so having the option to reverse the direction makes it more user friendly for left handed folks like myself. The foot pedal also works as an instant pause button, which is really handy when you want to stop the wheel to adjust your artwork. And another smart feature is the smart overload protection button. So if a child presses down too hard, the motor actually turns off instead of continuing to strain. Both these features, I think, really help add to make it beginner friendly. I'd like to thank the brand for sending us this. We had so much fun. Here you can see us adding more water to the clay just to make it a little softer and easier to work with. What I really like about this kit is that it just gives kids a lot to do. They're shaping the clay, they're using tools for detail, they're adding water as they work, they're painting their finished creations, and it becomes such a big craft project that's going to keep them busy all day. And there's so many different things that they can create with this. I found it to be very beginner friendly, and the STEM craft kit also gives kids a chance to work on fine motor skills while they're shaping and adding detail, and gross motor skills while they're adding water and working with the material. And for us, I think the thing that makes the biggest difference that I mentioned at the beginning is the stability of the solid alloy spinning disc. If you're working with small hands, having a wheel that wobbles less is going to just cause a whole less frustration when something gets wrecked or they don't like something that happened. Using it for 3 weeks, I think it's a great option for kids who want to try pottery and for parents who like the idea of having an all in one creative activity that kids can keep coming back to again and again. Here you can see just how easy it is to remove the parts, which matters a lot when you're going to clean it up. You want to be able to remove everything and clean the pieces without getting the motor wet. If you're looking for a craft to do at home with your kids, check this out.